So obviously we've had Marjolaine and Claremont here with us for the last 2 days. It's a package we've done with quite a few professionals now and amateur athletes, where basically what we do is initially bike fitting service at Matt Bottrill Performance coaching, and that process is we go through looking at biomechanics, aerodynamics, and then we fit the bike ready for going to the wind tunnel.
Strong like a tree, there's roots where I stand. Oh, I've been running from the law. Hope they won't shoot me down soon.
And the reason that we do this is basically to, if we start looking at biomechanics, it's quite an individual process. So we can, look at pressure mapping on the saddle, get a different few scenarios that we can then take into the wind tunnel. So it could be that we're going to look at the before and the after the saddle, dropping the saddle, also cleat placement and position, and things some athletes go, they look at they want to change pedals, so it could be they're going from a look to a speed play, which again is going to change stack height, and so we can assess that at Matt Bottrill Performance coaching, and then we come up with a few scenarios as well around the cockpit. We might see that there's this trade-off between biomechanics and aerodynamics, and then we generally leave everything uncabled, ready to go in, this process of then going to the wind tunnel really. The reason to do this is a lot of people look at going to the wind tunnel, they'll go to the track, and you can probably book maybe 2.5 hours service, but that time you start making bar changes, it's just going to eat into your time, so you're not going to maximise your gains, especially if you're going to start looking at wheels and skin suits or tri-suits and calf guards and all these different helmets. It's quite a complex process, and I think that's what a lot of people don't really understand. To do, if you start looking at anything related to clothing and helmets, then generally we have to look at the speed that you want to race at, and then we do a yaw sweep, which could take there's a 10-minute test. So you imagine if you took 4 skin suits, you might burn through 40 minutes to an hour, and you've got to change in and out of them. So it's quite a long process to be able to do that, to actually capture data and for it to be accurate. But yeah, it's a service that we can offer to any amateur, so it's something that you've got to inquire and tell us what your individual needs are, and then we can work that out for you. Even to the point that, we've done it with some people that if you want a complete bike building, we can get that all set for you, especially if you're abroad and you want to get a bike built for you. We can do that, take you to the tunnel, and build this ultimate package really. The main reason that we use Drag 2.0, there's so many other providers that offer wind tunnel testing. Basically, Simon Smart is the best in the world when it comes to this. I don't think there's anybody better, and obviously to be able to be linked into them with our 2 services is quite unique really. So it's kind of the process that we're trying to understand is, especially if you're a triathlete, is you've not only got to get aero, but then you've got to be able to run off the bike, or if you're a time trialist, then you've got to be able to actually see where you're going, and understanding how to utilise the position. That time can just get burned through if you just if you just went to the wind tunnel. The time is so precious that you can't do all of that. So for example, Marjolaine and Claremont, they were actually here for 8 hours yesterday just getting a bike fit, which is quite a long process. If you looked at that in wind tunnel terms, then yeah, my guess is you're probably close to £10,000, where doing this kind of thing is not going to cost anywhere near that. And obviously one of the other things that we can bring to it, especially if you're looking to maximise that time, then we've got Jack that we work with quite a lot, and he can come here, take some pet photos. We can build this ultimate package, so it's something that you can really remember for the rest of your life, really, because it's quite a unique thing. And then you can remember like sort of changes, like we can video stuff and then we can, you know, like build that into a nice video for you that you'll be going, oh yeah, I remember what they said now, and then you've got like accurate data to build that back. So if you want to know more, get in touch.